Now, back to more Wellness Wednesday with Dr. Kevin on 99.9 KTDY.
We are with Dr. Kevin Linneman from Bryant Health and Wellness, and we're talking about back to school and health for the kids.
Yeah, we're doing this free back to school brain and body screenings all next week for the kids. Now is the time to start to try to reverse some of these things before they get back to school. We can't wait until the last minute, but here are a few of the things that we can do. You know, we've been talking on the first half of the show about brain problems, and it's a brain and body check, you know, things like hyperactivity, depression, anxiety, bipolar disorder, all that. And here are a few of the things that we can do to improve your child's brain development and function and attention and lower things like hyperactivity and mood disturbances. Now, first thing I want to do is I want to list just a few quick chemicals here that our kids are exposed to. The first one is phthalates and BPA. This is known to cause ADD, bipolar disorder, depression, anxiety, and weight gain. Perfluorinated chemicals, which are in fast food wrappers, are proven to cause hormone disruptions, weight gain, and are mood altering. Then we have polybrominated diphenyl ether, which is in mattresses, carpeting, furniture, and draperies, proven to cause hormone and brain disruptions, ADD, depression, anxiety, bipolar. Then you have the food dyes, proven to disrupt the brain and nervous function. And then glutamate, which is in ketchups and processed foods, proven to cause brain imbalance and stimulatory hyperactivity. I could go on and on.
Wow.
But the average American kid eats 14 pounds of these brain-altering chemicals every year.
14 pounds.
14 pounds.
How much does my head weigh?
About 12.
Wow.
So if just to give you a visual, you know, at the store, the big box of Tide with the handle on top,
yeah.
You know, the big, it's about a couple of feet high. That's 12 pounds.
Wow.
So take a spoon.
Of chemicals.
Take a spoon
no
and
thanks.
eat that box of Tide.
No thanks.
That's what we're already doing. And so we are loaded with toxins. I just saw a study that the World Health Organization conducted, and they found over 200 toxic chemicals in the umbilical cord blood of everyone they tested. So these toxins actually get into the mom, pass through the blood, and so
into the kids.
We're toxic before we're ever even born in today's environment. And so we're literally loaded with these toxins. In other words, it's somewhat unavoidable. So we have a new program called Kid Detox. And it's designed specifically for children to rid the body of these toxic chemicals and heavy metals like leads and mercury. You would be amazed at some of the things we find in these kids, and you'd be amazed how much they improve whenever you get rid of them.
I can imagine.
You know, if all of these chemicals cause behavior and emotional and hyperactivity type problems and hormonal disruptions and mood altering, you know, it's no wonder that these things will help. And lead and mercury is a really big one as well. You realize that mercury is the second most toxic element on the planet?
Are you serious?
The first one's plutonium. That's what they put in dirty bombs to kill the most people. The second most toxic element is mercury.
Wow.
And it's as a preservative in shots and medications. It's used in dental fillings. And when you burn coal, mercury is released in the environment, and it ends up in the ocean and in the fish, and then we eat it. So especially in the apex fish like tuna, swordfish, and mackerel. High fructose corn syrup uses mercury in the manufacturing, and a lot of times high fructose corn syrup can have mercury in it. And just look at everything your child eats with high fructose corn syrup in it today.
Everything.
It's in everything. And so, in fact, the old saying, mad as a hatter, you've heard that?
Mm-hmm.
They used to use mercury. Hat makers used to use mercury way back in the day to make hats, and they all had mental disturbances. They were all kind of crazy. And we all are loaded with mercury now. So this is a real big problem in kids and teens. All kids would benefit from this Kid Detox program, getting these chemicals, these brain-altering chemicals out of the body so that the brain can finally begin to function better. And then the next one is that we have access to a very specific brain nutrient that has the potential to cross the blood-brain barrier. You see, our brains are protected by this kind of barrier that prevents most substances from entering the area where the brain is located. It keeps all sorts of bad stuff out, the viruses, the bacteria. It keeps all that stuff out of our brain. But since our vitamins and supplements are made artificially, many times they don't cross the blood-brain barrier as well. And even if your kid does eat lots of fruits and vegetables, they're still not getting a lot of nutrition. One apple in 1958, you would have to eat 58 apples to equal the same amount of nutrition in one apple back then.
Wow.
So even if your kid does eat lots of fruits and vegetables, it's still important that you supplement with some good brain nutrition, some micronutrients. So we have access to this micronutrient, and what they've done is they've pulverized it to a very, very tiny size, and then they wrap these micronutrients in a protein molecule that allows them to cross the blood-brain barrier. So this is like a super nutrient. It's like a vitamin on steroids for your kid's brain. Very, very good. It's amazing new technology. So getting the brain the proper nutrition, cleansing it of all of these chemicals, and doing several other things can change these problems in kids. I've seen it many, many times. And so this back to school brain and body check is a very, very good thing to have your kids do now before school time. So I'm real excited about it. It's going to be fantastic next week.
How can they get in touch with you?
They can call our office at 837-7174 to join in. And I just had time to cover a few of the 7 things that we have available to solve their child or teen's emotional or body problems. And come give me a chance to take a look at them and sit down with you and see what we can do. And if I don't think I can help them, I won't waste their time. But if we find one of these things that could change their whole future, change their whole health, what a fantastic thing to do. And it's all drug and surgery free with no side effects at all. And so, and it's free. So it's a free brain and body health screening for your kids. Yeah, this is going to be a really good thing to do. I'm super excited about it. I love the kids. I like taking care of kids. My practice sometimes is a big portion of pediatrics. So, and they need it. Man, our kids need it bad.
Yes, they do.
So this is not normal. It's not the new normal is everybody has sick kids. Shouldn't be that way. Shouldn't be that way. Yeah. So I want to see you guys next week. It's 837-7174 to call and register your child. No matter how many kids you have, you can schedule them all. It's all free to the public, and especially for our listeners. So if you know any kids, let them know. It's going to be fun.